The oceans of our planet are often referred to as the lungs of the Earth, not only because of their massive role in regulating the planet's climate, but also because of their extraordinary contribution to oxygen production. It is estimated that the seas are responsible for producing approximately 50% of the oxygen that sustains life on Earth. This vital function is carried out by microscopic organisms in the ocean, such as phytoplankton, algae, and cyanobacteria, which play an essential role in the Earth's oxygen cycle. These tiny creatures, despite their small size, are responsible for a staggering amount of oxygen production and are key players in the broader ecosystem of the planet. The process through which the ocean generates oxygen is called photosynthesis. Phytoplankton, which are single-celled organisms, use sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. This oxygen is then released into the atmosphere, providing a crucial component of the air we breathe. While plants on land also produce oxygen through photosynthesis, it is the phytoplankton in the oceans that are responsible for half of the oxygen on Earth. These organisms are incredibly efficient at harnessing solar energy, and their widespread presence in the upper layers of the ocean means that they have access to ample sunlight, allowing them to continuously produce oxygen as part of the photosynthetic process. Cyanobacteria, another type of microscopic organism, are particularly important in the production of oxygen. These bacteria, often referred to as blue-green algae, are among the oldest life forms on Earth. It is believed that cyanobacteria were responsible for the Great Oxygenation Event, which occurred around 2.4 billion years ago and drastically increased the amount of oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere, making it possible for aerobic, oxygen-dependent, life forms to evolve. Today, cyanobacteria continue to thrive in both marine and freshwater environments, contributing significantly to the oxygen production that sustains life on Earth. The ocean's contribution to oxygen production is not limited to phytoplankton alone. Seaweed and larger algae species, such as kelp forests, also play a vital role in this process. Kelp, which grows in nutrient-rich coastal waters, acts as a powerful carbon sink and produces a significant amount of oxygen as it photosynthesizes. Kelp forests are some of the most productive ecosystems on Earth, providing not only oxygen but also a home for a diverse range of marine species. In addition to their role in oxygen production, these underwater forests help absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, mitigating the effects of climate change. While it is clear that the ocean plays a fundamental role in producing oxygen, the process is highly sensitive to environmental changes. The health of ocean ecosystems, particularly the populations of phytoplankton, can be impacted by factors such as ocean temperature, pollution, and changes in ocean acidity. Climate change, for example, is causing ocean temperatures to rise, which can disrupt the delicate balance of marine ecosystems and hinder the ability of phytoplankton to thrive. Furthermore, the increasing levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere are being absorbed by the oceans, leading to ocean acidification. This change in the chemical composition of seawater can interfere with the ability of marine organisms to carry out photosynthesis effectively, potentially reducing the amount of oxygen produced by the ocean. In addition to environmental factors, the ocean's oxygen production is influenced by seasonal changes and ocean currents. Phytoplankton populations tend to bloom in the spring and summer months when sunlight is more abundant, leading to higher rates of photosynthesis. However, these populations can fluctuate throughout the year, and in some regions, nutrient levels may limit the growth of phytoplankton, affecting oxygen production. The nutrient availability in the ocean is influenced by a variety of factors, including upwelling, where deep, nutrient-rich waters rise to the surface. Areas where upwelling occurs, such as along the coasts of continents, are particularly productive in terms of both phytoplankton growth and oxygen production. The oceans also play a critical role in regulating the carbon cycle, which is closely linked to oxygen production. Carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, is absorbed by the oceans and used by phytoplankton in the process of photosynthesis. When phytoplankton die, some of their carbon is sequestered in the deep ocean, where it can remain for centuries. This natural carbon storage helps regulate the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and mitigate the effects of climate change. However, as the oceans warm and acidify, their capacity to absorb carbon dioxide may be reduced, leading to higher concentrations of this greenhouse gas in the atmosphere and further exacerbating global warming. The ocean's ability to produce oxygen also impacts other ecosystems. Marine food webs are intricately connected to the health of the oceans and their oxygen levels. Phytoplankton, the primary producers in the ocean, form the foundation of the marine food chain. The oxygen they produce is not only vital for the organisms that depend on them for food, but it also sustains larger marine species, including fish, marine mammals, and even humans who rely on the sea for sustenance. When ocean ecosystems are disrupted, it can have cascading effects on these larger species, ultimately impacting biodiversity and food security. Despite the importance of the oceans in producing oxygen, the general public is often unaware of the ocean's role in sustaining life on Earth. Much of the focus tends to be on terrestrial plants and trees, which are visible and easily understood. However, the oceans provide an irreplaceable service to humanity by supporting the production of oxygen that is necessary for life. This vital function of the oceans highlights the need for their protection and preservation. Human activities such as overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction have put immense pressure on marine ecosystems, threatening the health of the organisms that produce oxygen. In conclusion, the ocean is a fundamental source of oxygen for life on Earth, with microscopic organisms like phytoplankton and cyanobacteria responsible for producing approximately half of the oxygen we breathe. This process is essential for the functioning of the planet's ecosystems and for sustaining life itself. However, the ability of the oceans to produce oxygen is vulnerable to environmental changes, including climate change, ocean acidification, and pollution. As stewards of the planet, it is critical that we take action to protect and conserve the oceans, ensuring that they continue to provide this vital resource for future generations. The oceans are not only the source of life for countless species but also for ourselves, making their preservation an essential aspect of global sustainability.